What is up? What is up? Good morning, yo. Good morning. Y'all are having a good morning so far. Um, let's take a look at some charts here this morning. See what kind of movement news gave us yesterday. There's also news coming up in 10 minutes as well. I want to see what what that looks like. So we got CPIs, consumer price indexes, uh, three triple folders back to back. And then tomorrow also as well, we got double folders. So be interesting to see how the rest of the week goes. Um, there had taken a taken a turn here on some of these setups that I was looking at um, yesterday. I was expecting Euro GBP to buy back up higher to sell off, but that thing tanked. I was expecting GBP USD to at least get down into this area, but you can see that that came up short just a little bit as well. Yesterday we had marked off this area at 1.08 or 1.09, um, and it took off from there. So, yeah, we were expecting to get some type of reaction from this area. I didn't know that it would be, I didn't know that it would happen already this morning, but, uh, you know, double folders yesterday. We could see what happened at 1 o'clock yesterday. I don't really think much did actually. Let's see, 1 o'clock here. Yeah, nothing really happened that much actually yesterday at 1 o'clock. Let's see. Right here. Yeah, yeah, nothing much. Bitcoin. We'll start here. Um, so I was expecting a buy up into this area to then sell off again. Um, just because I had mentioned yesterday, um, I wasn't really too interested in buying Bitcoin just yet. And yeah, this is you guys see the reason why. This isn't really a good bullish market, as you can see, clearly bearish. Um, so yeah, I would hold off on any types of buys unless you know given otherwise. Um, but that that being said, hopefully this continues to the downside. I'm still kind of hoping that price can get back up to this 28, 26K range, but it's been around this area for so long, it's really struggling to get back up to there. So, I mean, if it doesn't get up there, that's fine. But I do know that this is bearish and we could possibly eventually hit, well, we're below 20 now, but we're headed towards 15. And then ultimately, this might get to 3 below these lows here. And then maybe we can think about buying again, unless, you know, shown otherwise. But as far as right now, buying Bitcoin, not too interested. The dollar still hanging around this monthly area that I had mentioned up here. Um, but we really haven't gotten any indication that this is going to start moving to the downside. Still in those cells on EU from this area as well. So just have to wait and see what happens around this area here. So, and also news is in 1 minute. So let's just see how price acts around here. Not really too interested in buying EU either. Been in sells since up here. I have taken a lot of my partials, but this has gone so far 325, now floating around 250. So this has been a really good setup, really good trade. And there's the tank for news. Moving slow, bro. Yep. And that's why that's why I was saying no buys on EU, man. No buys on EU. Bitcoin just tanked. This thing just flew. Euro GBP's tanking. Yep. So it's looking like some setups are starting to form now, actually. We'll have to see because there's triple folders right now um, happening. So we'll see what happens after this news here. Um, could have been a reason for dropping here. This is that airplane analogy that I always speak about. But yes, baby, head towards my TP, please. I'm ready. I've just been sitting here like ready to close this trade. Head towards my TP, please. We're almost there. Now we're back at 350. That's crazy. This thing just went 100 pips in like a minute that I was just talking. Yep, 100 pips. Nice. But I'm searching for 400, so we need 100 more pips. I think this triple news folder can give that to us unless it takes a turn, which I don't think it will. I think this thing will probably smack my TP. GBP USD headed back to the downside, possibly. Not really sure anymore what this pair is doing. Um, Also, the reason I say that is because if we look at this on a larger scale, what is this? What is that? Is that a new feature? Did they put that on all the charts now? That's funny. That's funny. I never knew that they had that. This is the very beginning. Cool. Anyway, back to what I was saying, if we look at this on a large scale here on GBP USD, the all-time low is right here, and this had just breached this recently last month. So it's going to be interesting, to see what does happen around this area. Um, but that's why I'm saying I'm not really too sure what's going to go on with GBP USD. But as far as right now, news is pushing this to the downside. Euro USD. Hopefully, we get a uh, sorry. Hopefully, we get a close on this candle like this, and then hopefully we can get a close on this candle like this, and then possibly retracement back up into this area here. Um, Maybe for some more sells, but uh, we'll just have to wait and see on that as well. I really want this to hit my TP though, because I'm ready to get out of this trade. Been in this trade for a week now, and the dollar is heading higher as expected. Um, you see your rejections right here. Same with Euro USD, perfectly correlated or diverging, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, Euro GBP now. This also is another pair that I am not too sure about what's going on as well at the moment. Just because, for the longest time, price has been kind of in this consolidated area, and we, it's kind of like playing, supply and demand type setups right now, which I don't really like too much. I like trendy setups, um, not sideways setups, if that makes sense to you guys. But I don't know. This might. I mean, it has potential to go higher. I mean, I wish I could look at a yearly scale. Um, but if we look at the structure of like the overall structure of this, we have a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and then we're kind of, falling off right here, at this high here. But also, also there's opportunities to make higher lows again in these areas as well, which would give us that bullish market. So long-term scale, just a patient game. But as far as any setups that I see right now, this is heading down towards the previous month's low. Right now, I think this is going to probably hit this at least, and then we can see, maybe on the 15 or whatever, if there's an intraday setup for buys from that previous month's low. But that'll be a stretch. I thought yesterday, from this area here. I figured yesterday, um, this could at least have bought back up into here or up into this area. But I guess it decided not to, which is fine. That's fine. Um, Euro NOK. I was looking at sells, but the way that this had set up yesterday, um, I didn't like it too much, even though this did continue to the downside. Jorge, what up, bro? Since when have I been in that EU trade? Um, I think it was like last week, brother. I got in right when I had shown the before setup yesterday on yesterday's live, October 4th, and it's the 13th now, so almost 10 days, over a week now. But I guess if you go by trading days, it's been 9 days. I guess that's the same pretty much. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't mind holding trades. I'm not saying that like I want to get out of this trade because of like an emotional like from an emotional standpoint, I guess you could say. Um it's just that this is heading towards the previous month's low and I don't know if we look at this on a monthly scale as well. There's still some areas like we're on this structure here. There's this down here, and then there's this down here. And if you see from where price is now, like there's such a huge room for this to possibly head to the downside. And it's the same for the dollar as well. Like up here. Like if we just looked at this, for instance, you can see that there's so much room for this to travel, and that's why I'm just ready to get out of it because uh, one, I want to collect all my money. You know, I've made quite a bit um, of profit from this trade alone so far. I just want to close it, get my money, get my bag, and then see if there's any setups that present itself in the future for me to, determine if this is going to go lower or not. Anyway, back to Euro NOK. This pair has been ugly um, for like a week and a half now. Um, I really wish that I would have bought here on that weekly setup that I had mentioned a while back. This thing went 1,000 pips or so to this high. I would have got out, but 885 pips, and then over 1,000 pips from that setup. Um, it just didn't give me what I wanted on the lower time frame. Down here, you can see where that rejection is right here, right? So it didn't really give me what I wanted on this. I would have preferred to buy from this area. I would have preferred to buy from this area, and you can see price didn't retrace back to either one of those. Um, so yeah, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. See here. Give me 1 second, guys. What were we looking at yesterday? CAD JPY. So that actually did eventually hit my stop loss, but like I said, um, low risk. I put low risk on it. I think this was the setup around here. Um, so a low risk setup. This did eventually hit my stop loss on this here, and then continue to the downside. A lot of you guys get emotional when that happens. I don't really care. I know that that happens. It's trading. Shit happens. But also, what you guys should take into consideration um, is if you did get the overall bias of the direction right anyway, like, you know, start to think of it in a positive way. If you're scared to lose money, use low risk, like I did yesterday on this trade. I told you guys I was selling around this area, low risk. This thing came up around 20 pips. Yeah, my stop loss was here. Um, and then started to go back down to the downside. Uh, I mean, it's gonna happen to you guys whether you like it or not. It just happens. It's part of trading. Something that you need to overcome yourself. Like, I don't personally care that I lost on this trade, but what I'm more satisfied with is, I mean, I got the bias of the direction right. Whether this went and hit my stop loss with, you know, whatever it was, uh, 30 pips, and I was at 20 pips, so there was a 10 pip extra liquidity run on this trade. I used such a low risk that it's not going to hinder my account at all or anything like that. So start to think of it in a positive way as well. I mean, if you lose on the trade, yeah, that's cool, but eventually if the trade goes in the direction that you had, I mean, you can't be too mad. You're still learning, you're improving, you're growing, you're starting to understand a lot more than what you understood before. So that's all I can say for that. Um, and the more you think negative, the more negative is going to happen to you anyway. So try and keep a positive mindset even when you lose. Um, and it goes for winning trades too. Like, even when I win a trade, I don't really feel like that much emotion even when I win a trade. Uh, I don't know if it's because I've been trading for a while now and I actually make money doing this, so it's kind of like how do I describe it? It's kind of like, I don't know, it's normal to me basically. Like, I see blue on my MT4 and I'm just kind of like, yep, that's what it's supposed to look like. Like, it's where I'm supposed to be in my trading. And I don't have a choice. I kind of have to because this is one thing that I live off of. I live off half of my money comes from trading, so I don't really have a choice. I have to treat this serious. I have to treat this like a business. I have to be serious with every trade and my risk management and everything like that. I have to. I don't have a choice. Last 5 days. Yeah, I mean, I used to think that way too, but I don't know. It is pretty hard to stay in some trades sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it is pretty hard to hold trades sometimes. Uh, but the longest I ever held a trade was on this Bitcoin. Um, George George is in the chat. He can vouch for this. But I bought Bitcoin back in November with this huge buy. This is where I bought Bitcoin at back in the day here. I bought Bitcoin like around here, wherever it was. I'm not really sure. Uh, I should have a markup on this. It was around here somewhere. But I mean, if you look, and I got out literally at the peak of this. So yeah, half a year. I held this shit for a half a year. And oh yeah, no, it was around my birthday. I remember that. It was November 20th. I'll never forget this trade, bro. I will never forget this trade. November 20th, and I got out at 56K. Yeah, right here. So almost 100 days. That was my longest trade that I ever held, and that made me quite a bit of money. So it just depends on your setup and what you expect from your trades as well. Well, market is moving pretty volatile now this morning. Check back this. Been 20 minutes since news. So this candle closes in 10 minutes. Hopefully, what I'm seeing right now, um, this might be a possible setup. If we get a nice close, like anything can happen in these 10 minutes. Like this candle can come back up here and close, like under this structure, or excuse me, above this structure here. And then I wouldn't be looking to sell here. But if this last 10 minutes can give us a push and maybe excuse me, close like where it's at, then it's very possible that this can retrace back up into this area to sell off again. But we'll just have to wait and see on that there. Um, but, I think that's it for this morning. Let's keep a watch on this Euro USD for today. Euro NOK is reaching back up into this inefficiency here. But the same thing, well, sometimes these correlate and sometimes they don't. Um, so I don't really go like on Euro NOK, I don't really go based off of what Euro USD is doing. Maybe, where is it at? Maybe the EXY. We can see this a lot better. You check the daily. This thing is ugly, bro. Yeah, see like this, sometimes just looking at like just looking at the regular currency pair can give you a good indication on what um the other pairs will do. So you see this looks exactly like this. There's like no difference. Let me see here. Yeah, you see there's no difference. So the line chart is the euro, and then the candlesticks are euro USD. You see they're very similar. So that's something you guys can use as well. But as far as euro NOK, this thing might drop from this inefficiency again, like it did before. But if we look at the 1 hour, even this setup right here didn't give me a break of structure. So I'm not even interested in that as well. Like I need a break of structure in my setups, or else I will not take a setup. That's my rule, and that's why I stay consistent in my trading as well. um, but I think that's it for me. I'm gonna hop off here, let you guys enjoy your day. Um, Give me a like, subscribe, comment down below anything you guys want me to do in the future, any videos you guys want me to make, give you guys some insight. But hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and thank you all for hopping on, and peace out.